I just put new plugs in this. So this hasn't been running a while. It's dirty. It's been sitting under the barn. So this is where I park it. It's out of the weather, but it does get a little dusty. Here's the sheep right there. So, you know, stuff does come down through the floor, apparently. Let's see. So I always put it about half throttle. Choke. This is 12 volt, so it should start right up. It usually does. I always let it run for a minute because these old Farmalls a lot of times are cold. This tractor runs really well. It's the 15 horse model, so it does have the extra berries. Now this tractor was yellow when I bought it, but I hate yellow Cubs. And I couldn't find a red 78, so I got the yellow one and painted it red. It looks kind of like the 64, you know, the special edition one that was going to go to Canada, but it's not quite the same because the little piece of sheet metal underneath the lights, I believe that should be red on the special edition one, but I made it white. But I did put new long stripe decals on it. It has the replacement IH cap on it. It's just a really nice tractor. Full brand new tires, full set of weights. Lights work. It has the cushion spring, that was an option. It has the hazard light, that was an option. Everything works. So I'm not going to sell it with any sweeps or shovels or cuff clamps. I have a 140 and I need those for the other tractor. So you'll get the toolbars front and back, but there won't be any sweeps or shovels or cuff clamps because, like I said, I do need those. I have another Zenith carb in a box. I'll show you that here in a minute. So there's your fast hitch, and when you're using your fast hitch tools, you take this and you flip it around. So there's your hole right there. You just take the pin out, flip it around. Your toolbox is under there. It'll have all the tool bolts on it. So these newer Cubs, they do have a safety feature on them. You can see it right there. So what it is there's a little solenoid, and my 140 is the same way. If you don't push the clutch in, it won't start. So this is not one that you can just sit next to it and start her up unless you bypass that switch. All right, let's take a walk here in the garage. So I've got manuals for pretty much everything, and I'll get those out here in a second, but I got a lot of boxes of extra parts for Cubs, and it's all new. This is for a Cub that has the pan seat, not the deluxe seat like that one. I've got spark plug wires. There's another wiring set. I've got sheet metal parts, fan belts, air cleaner tops, more wiring, more Cub stuff, mitts, seat bolts. Let's see what we got in here. This looks like another Cub carb. I think this is the cheap Chinese one. These bolts right here are for a straight up Cub that doesn't have a fast hitch. You put these and the drawbar, and that's what you used for your plow lift. A couple of those in there. This is the brand new Zenith carb. It's brand new. It's from Hamilton Bob's in the box. I have a couple extra Cub hydraulic pumps. They probably need rebuild. I won't vouch for them, but I have a couple extras that'll go. I mean, at least one. I think I see at least one, maybe two Cub starters. I know there's one right there. I'll look and see what else I got. I may have a couple, and I'll go through all this and see what I have for Cub stuff in there. All right, let's take a look at these manuals. So Cub 22 mower, that's gonna go with it. There's a two-way plow that'll go with it. Rear rock shaft, and that's just for the regular, like the non-fast hitch Cub. There's your, this is an older version, but close enough to get you through. Now I don't have this attachment, but I'm gonna throw in that manual because I'm never gonna get it. And there's the manual for the coal planter. A Cub 6 toolbar, I don't have one, but there's a manual for it. The Cub F38 single cut disc harrow, those are the originals. So some of these are going to be the original manuals and some are going to be reprints. Like obviously that's a reprint. Obviously these two are originals. Woods mower for a Cub, I don't have it. Here's another set of instructions for the coal. There's your Cub fertilizer units. I don't have a C2 rotary mower. Parts catalog for a Cub. Oh look, another F38 single cut disc harrow manual. The LF194 moldboard plow. That's the original manual for that. Original manual for a rotary mower, but I do not have one. That's a copy of a C1, and this is the original manual for the tractor. So I'm sure the question is out there, why am I selling the 200, the Cub, and a whole bunch of my stuff? Well, I've put a lot of thought into it, and the upkeep on all these tractors is considerable. Their overall usefulness to the farm is minimal, and so yeah, I like them a lot. But you know, with a modern farming operation, they're just not really super practical for everything. So they don't really get used too much. They mostly just sit in the sheds, taking up space. And I really want them to go to somebody who's going to use them a lot more than myself. There'll be quite a bit of stuff, most likely that's not in this video, that I'm going to uncover as I'm going through my buildings. There's 3 or 4 different places undercover that I keep stuff, and there's some stuff down back. So I'm sure I'm going to miss something in this video. But anyway, we'll walk down here and I'll show you the rest of the attachments. Cub fits on it, and then here's my cultivators on my 140, and like I said, I need those sweeps for it. Here's the coal fast hitch planter. I've got a couple videos on it. This has the fertilizer. I've got the lids, so it's not like I'm selling it without the lids, because I do have the lids for it. And then I got a pile of plates. There's a lot of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 plus one in there. And then there's the reduction gears. You know, it seems like most of the time when you go shopping for old tractors, they're advertised with the tractor and then this, that, and the other thing for attachments. But you follow the person out there and their old rusty junk sitting out on the fence row, and you may or may not have all the pieces and parts to hook it up. It or may not work. You know, you got some sickle bar mold that's been sitting on the stone wall for who knows how long, and that's not going to cut anything. Or part of the snowplow grader blade and it's missing this, that, and the other thing, and that doesn't work. But when you buy all this stuff from me, every single thing that I'm selling you will have the manual, all the attachment parts you need to make it work. I may have some extra parts to go with it, so you're not just buying, you know, a fairly decent tractor with a bunch of junk parts that you can't do anything with. So complete, everything is good to go, ready to roll. I did get the optional armrests pads and the other green, but you could take them off and paint them, so it's just way more comfortable than just the metal bar there. So it's a really comfortable tractor to drive, and this does have the adjustable seat fore and aft on it. If anybody's interested, I got a fast hitch, small prong, number 11 hay rake. It's a side delivery or a parallel bar, depending on what you want to call it. I've got a video of that running. So anyway, here's this yellow mower. This is the mower that came with the tractor. It's complete, and there's not a thing wrong with that mower. I used it quite a bit. What you're seeing right here is an extra power shaft, and then extra shoe and some other stuff here. There's your blade. Here's your plow. You will get some shanks and shovels and a couple of cuff clamps, but there's not going to be enough because I need those spring teeth ones. There's a whole bunch of hubs, front spindles. You can see all the decals are still kind of on it, but that's all the original paint. I got another fender. All kinds of stuff. Alright, I've hauled everything out I can find. I've got a ton of these drawbars. These are swinging drawbars for non-fast hitch tractors. There's a bunch of those rear lifts. I've got 2 rims, and these are brand new rims. These were just aftermarket rims that I didn't paint yet, or started to paint, but these are brand new rims. There's 2 more of these stay rods for a cub mower. One's just got a nut on it. But this goes to furrower, or hiller I should say, on the cultivators. You got 2 of these late 50s, early 60s grills. Here's another one of those rear lift rods. So 101 plow, F38 single cut disc, the LF 93 plow, 54 grader snow blade, and 1 complete and 1 parts Cub 22 mower, plus a ton of parts, and also the boxes in there. I think that's a fan belt, probably crankshaft or something. There's another muffler. I've got the A-frame right here for another plow. Some random shield, I don't know what that goes to. Cultivator mounts. These are cuff clamps. 2 brand new tires. So you got 2 brand new rims, 2 brand new tires, 2 brand new tubes. There's the disc harrow. There's the mower blades. I have a couple other Cub books, and I may have. So it's $5,500 with everything I have, and I would consider a reasonable offer on it, but $4,500 is not a reasonable offer, so you have to do better than that. I'm not interested in trades, and I can't deliver it, so that's where I'm at. 1978 Cub, and I just hosed her down, so looks a little better now. This is a working tractor. This is not a parade tractor. I mean, you could put it in the parade. A lot of people do put working tractors in parades, and people like them. But I wouldn't say this is a a trailer queen or anything like that. This is a working tractor. It's been well maintained, and it's gone with it's never missed anything that it needed or gone without. Let's say that. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.